We back. What's good? Welcome to episode number 2 of the 10-minute sprint featuring the toughest tandem since Meth and Redman. I guess I figured my partner from NYC could appreciate that one. Corey Homicide Williams, former NBL MVP, D-League champ. You can look up his resume, Google him. Don't Google me. I'm just Kyle Montgomery, a.k.a. the voice of 3x3. Glad to have you guys back with us for another episode, a very unique episode. We are going to be picking our very own Mount Rushmore of 3x3. We're going to do it a little bit than what I think you guys would assume. We'll get to that in a moment, but first, we'd obviously be remiss not to speak about the ongoing protests around the globe, obviously sparked by George Floyd's latest murder at the hands of police here in the United States. I know that this is being felt worldwide. Obviously, Corey, you in Melbourne, you can tell me, speak to what's going on in the city in terms of the support that people are giving to African Americans here in the States.
Well, yeah, always a pleasure to be back on with you, my brother, for episode 2. But absolutely right. The love that has been shown and the respect that has been shown of the death, due to the death of George Floyd, has been incredible in the world, definitely in Australia. In Melbourne, it's been a whole lot of love, and over 30,000 marched in Melbourne. And Australia-wide, they've been marching and protesting in solidarity and in unity, and it's a beautiful thing. And at some point, we will overcome and we will do this thing together.
Yeah, let me tell you, man, the love is palpable, man. We feel it here from the States. Obviously, I'm here at Ground Zero in Los Angeles. Protests are ongoing here. And me, obviously, as a person of color here in the United States, you know, this is dear to my heart. So we encourage you guys to stay positive, continue to support, and do not be silent about this. We cannot let the conversation die. All right, but we are going to let the conversation end momentarily so we can get on into the show, move it on into a positive note. That cool with you, Corey?
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right,
that's why we're here.
We're going to get into our Mount Rushmore 3x3. I told you we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're actually going to draft our selections. Okay, so we're going to take turns, both men and women's division. Corey will get 4 selections per gender, and so will I. So I'll get us started off. I'll start off with the men. It's the obvious. We already know they call him the bah. I'm not even sure that works. Don't sheep bah. It's the GOAT. It's Dushan Bullet. He got more number 1 than the Beatles. I mean, I have to double check on that bad, but the point still remains. You cannot start a Mount Rushmore of 3x3 without that man right there, because he does stuff like that. Oh,
my goodness.
Listen, the kids call it drip. I still stick with swag. He's got the swag. He's got that Mamba mentality, killer instinct. He's coming at your neck like a top button. He might even go between your knees. That's just dirty. But, I mean, he's been the standard of the game, and he's been the primary association when people think of 3x3. He is the GOAT. You want about him being on an outstanding, which he has, but he's been the centerpiece of that. 4-time World Cup gold medalist, 4-time World Tour champ as well, and he's got a resume like that. So, Dushan Bullet.
You know what? That is not bad at all. That's not bad at all. I can't argue with that, nor would I. He sets the tone. However, my pick is the maestro.
Oh,
Misterovic.
Yes.
And, you know, there's nothing he cannot do on the court. You want him to hit a 3, he can hit a 3. He got floaters, he got runners. Key big plays he has made. The Masters in 2017, the Penang Challenger in 2019. He's led Novi Sad to victory without Bullet. This team is stacked, but that's why he is my number 1 pick.
You know what, Corey? You could make a case to put the entire Novi Side squad on the Mount Rushmore. And forgive me, I got so excited talking about Dushan Bullet, I knocked my own headset off. But look, much respect. I think the Maestro deserves a spot. Let's keep it moving. I'm gonna give you a name that you may not be familiar with. This is a Slovenian, Yasmin Hercegovac, the Iceman, the only player or one of few players to have won multiple World Tour finals, okay? So, first with Brezovicia, I hope Liana, we call him the Iceman, and he is cold-blooded. You're talking about one of the most lethal shooters in 3x3 history, third in World Tour history in total point score. Keep in mind, this dude played in a time where teams could only play in 2 events per year, and you can see where he's standing in terms of the standings and on the all-time score list. Not only that, let me add this in there too. 2013, he beat the great, the GOAT, Dushan Bullet in the World Tour final to get his first World Tour final championship. So Yasmin Hercegovac definitely deserves a spot on 3x3's Mount Rushmore, in my opinion.
Nah, I hear that. You know, one thing I love about this game, you have to be a bucket getter. And this name right here, Simon or Simon, however you want to say it, Finskar, a.k.a. the Sphinx. He is an elite scorer. You know, his style of play is more finesse, but he gets it done. Look at his stats. 4th on the World Tour scoring list. First player in the world. The 4th longest stint at number 1. 4th all time in ranking points. And one of 3 players to play in all 8 seasons of the World Tour. Yeah. That is just all class.
4th and
that's why he made my list.
Yeah, I feel you. 4th in all-time ranking points. I've gotten a good look at him. And if there's anybody who deserves a spot on Mount Rushmore, I would say it's him because, again, he's played 3x3, organized 3x3, longer than anybody else since, I think, 2012. Get my numbers right. Anyway, I know I got this right. This is going to be my 3rd pick, and this is a Serbian sniper. He got injured last year, but a former World Tour regular season MVP. We call him Mr. That was a bad robot. That's a bad robot. Y'all edit that out. Mr. Robot. Stefan Stojacic. 2018 MVP. Number 1 on the World Tour for a whole year, this guy was. And people forget it's recent history. This is one of Dushan Bullet's greatest rivals, especially in recent history, and a flat-out baller. Way back in 2007, he played against Steph Curry in the U19 World Championships, gave him straight buckets. So, Mr. Robot, I'd be crazy not to have him on the Mount Rushmore.
No doubt. I can dig that. He was on my list in the top players from episode 1. So I'm with you. But this man right here, so is he. Las Manes. That man has been number 1 in the world for a year straight, and he'd still be number 1 if he did not get injured. Latvian national team, MVP, 2 World Tour Masters. Team Riga 2-time champ, World Cup Masters, 2-time MVP, World Cup champ, Europe Cup champ. This man just, whatever you want, he got. He's a winner, and he gets buckets, and he hits big shots. That's why he's on my list.
And he will bang on your dome piece. Make no mistake about it. I remember seeing Las Manes and the Latvian team kind of coming to their own at that 2017 Europe Cup. It was Miezis who hit the big shot in OT, but I mean, obviously Las Manes was a huge part of what's become, top 3 most dominant teams in 3x3. So, once we get back to action, Las Manes is going to be healthy, ready to rock and roll, and he's going to be a bad man for years to come. All right, we still got more to go, but before we make our final Mount Rushmore our first TV timeout. Now, I don't have the ball. My son, he was supposed to throw me an assist. Oh, here it is. Oh, you know you want one of these. You know you want one of these. If you want to play with the best ball in the world, all you have to do is log on to You don't want to show up unprepared, do you? Yeah, you definitely want to do it with style with the official FIBA 3x3 Wilson ball. It's okay for you to come out there and rock this, trust me. Now, as we keep it moving and we get back to our Mount Rushmore selection, my final selection is that man. He's about this tall, but his game is about this big. Dominique Jones, Disco Damo. I've watched him become, and this is no disrespect to Hummel, who's emerged as a 3x3 star, but Damo has been carrying the torch for American 3x3 since 2014. So, you know, I watched him the first couple of seasons, and it would seem like he was always on the brink of getting a win, but never could quite get over the hump, especially when I saw him in Mexico City losing in a heartbreaker. But now he's obviously gotten over that hump. He's balling. He's found the right mix of teammates. He's elevated his game, got a gold medal at the Pan American Games, of course, MVP of last year's World Tour season. Well-deserved. Fourth in player value per game for the past 3 years, too. Don't sleep on that. And you want to talk about that clutch factor? Second overall in TISO buzzer beaters. Look, I'll take him any day of the week. He's been one of the best in the game over the past, 5 to 6 years. Disco Damo, I'll take him. Cole, it's on you.
I want to add another comment to that selection. He is a perfect example. In America, he would never have an opportunity to represent the country in 5-on-5. So for him to play 3x3 and get on the national team and win gold medal is why I love this game. It gives players opportunities to play in the Olympics and represent the national team that they would never have an opportunity to represent. That's why I love it, man. And I'm so happy for him to where he found a niche and a lane that's giving him an opportunity to show what he can do. Shout out to Harlem. Shout out to New York City. We in the building. Damo, nothing but love.
Man, you get passionate. You get passionate when you start talking about NYC. Go ahead, my bad.
Listen, man, I'm a passionate man. But my final pick is Marco Savage. 21 tournament wins, okay? The most in the world tour history. The most tour games played ever, 159. Are you kidding me? You talk about durability. 4-time world champion, 5th in world tour history in points, and 3rd in points scored in the World Cup history. That's why he's on my Mount Rushmore list.
And another well-deserved spot, again, number 1 pick, Dushan Bullet. I think it goes without saying. But he has had a hell of a several teammates over the course of his which does not get nearly enough credit. He and Majstorovic both, I would say, but Savage as well, one of the best passers in the game, absolutely deserves a spot. There's going to be some people kind of salty, though, because, there were a lot of honorable mentions that, when you think about some of the best that have played the game, Michael Linklater, a great Canadian for a long time. He's one of the pioneers. Michael Money in the Bank Hicks. I don't think anybody scores more on a per-game average than him. Maybe the most feared offensive player in the game, too, the past several years. But Gaspar Ovnik, the list goes on, Corey.
And that's the thing about lists. There's always going to be people that don't make it. That doesn't mean that they're not great, but, there's just only a certain amount of few people that we can choose.
Yeah, that's what the honorable mention list is for. And that's why we kind of had some fun with this thing. having the draft. But we only halfway through. We got to make that transition.
I know we are. I
ladies.
mean, can I get to the ladies? Can we do that?
We're gonna try. You know what? You do the honors.
All right.
You first.
3x3 Mount Rushmore women's list. The first player I selected is Anna Leskova, two-time Europe Cup champ, one-time World Cup champ, MVP of the World Cup. This is the 3x3 women's GOAT, fourth in Europe Cup history in scoring, and second top scorer in World Cup history. This is just a bucket getter. Put some respect on her name. I'm talking to you, Kyle.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen. I'm waiting until you're done because you ain't got to tell me to put the respect.
All right, I'm done.
I got the utmost respect for her. Been one of the most dominant players on the women's side for years to come. Centerpiece of that Russian team that was just running through everybody. 2017, I think they won gold Europe Cup, gold at the World Cup as well. She led the way. Now, but you said she could be the GOAT on the women's side. I might have a debate for you there.
I knew it. That's why I said this. That's why I said it.
It's her teammate. Now, I know the game has changed a little bit. A lot of people don't like to play inside out. But when you have a dominator like Anastasia Logunova, then you got a special player. Corey, when I tell you, I have never seen a women's player as dominant as she is. This is why I feel very comfortable saying that she could be in contention in that GOAT conversation. Okay, she got 3 national team titles, 7 individual awards. She's first in scoring in World Cup history, 3rd in Europe Cup history. When I tell you she's a monster, and I mean that affectionately, the woman is a monster. Look at her. She got everything in her bag. Shoulder fake, right, left, drop step, fader, can overpower you. Great passer as well out of the post if you want it from the elbow. Outstanding player. So she's going to get my first spot on the women's Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I feel you. Numbers don't lie, and I'm not mad at those numbers. And she got the game to back it up. Really good footwork. I saw in them highlights, so I'm digging it. Right. I'm digging that. All right, so my second pick, Mina Toure. All right, we picked the last episode, and she got the game to back it up. MVP of Women's Series last year, MVP Europe Cup 2018, second time all players ranked. 2019, 3rd top scorer in the Women's Series. She's a big shot maker. She got one of the best crossovers in the comp. This is why I picked her.
You know what I like? You're right. You mentioned that crossover.
Yeah, you seen that cross. You seen that other cross.
You know what I'm talking about. Some people hit you quick, and then others hang it out there on you, just lure you to sleep. Just and then sweep it across. She may be the most dynamic player in the women's division now. I don't think there's anybody that can check her. And the meaner she gets, I think the better she will get. So, I mean, she's still ascending as a player. Speaking of another player that is ascending as I move to my next pick on the women's Mount, she goes by Raylene Delia of Team Italy. She had a coming out party. I was fortunate enough to have a front row seat and call all that action in 2018, the World Cup in the Philippines. When I tell you, she was special. The girl is gifted, Corey. She need a ribbon on top of her head. She ranks 5th all-time in points, led the women's series in points scored last year, an outstanding leader. She's got those intangibles, the ones you cannot teach. When I tell you that she became a fan favorite in the Philippines almost instantly by her heart, her puso that she was showing, that's who Raylene Delia is, and that's why she's got a spot on this Mount Rushmore for me.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to argue with that. Those great points you've made, they're all valid. She's a legitimate baller. But my next selection, her nickname for me is I Am Number One. Bet Cole in Australia. MVP and top scorer in Asian Cup history. She was the top scorer at World Cup 2019. Best player value per game of every woman named so far. Yep, better than your Ray Ray and Luka Nova. I know you'd like that one. She got 2 W's in both women's series she played in. Bet Cole, a.k.a. I Am Number One.
Okay. I am not angry with that. And I should have said this coming into this segment. But there's a lot of people wondering, like, you know, they didn't pick this person or this person. What about Leticia Guapo? What about the Plouffe sisters in Canada? Let us tell you this. The requirements for this segment, the players had to have at least 2 years experience, just to put that out there. Okay, so before we make our final 2 picks, we got to take a TV timeout. Corey, did you know that 3x3 already had a signature watch? Observe this footage right here. Oh, the timepiece.
My goodness. That's how you gonna do me.
Yeah, I know you can appreciate a good timepiece because I've checked on your IG, but this definitely brings your off-court game to the next level with the best watch in the game. Best watch you can buy. You can get it online. Check it out at FIBA3x3.com. Shout out to Tissot. All right, so now I guess we can start getting into these last couple of picks. So far, and I think it's on me. So I'm gonna go with the Eiffel Tower for the women at least. Anna Marie Philippe. She another dominant big, but resume. Okay, 5-time Women's Series champ. France just dominated last year. Although Canada did make some noise. She took the #1 ranking briefly after winning MVP of the Europe Cup. 3rd in all-time ranking points, 2nd all-time Europe Cup scoring list. And by the way, if y'all wonder where we're getting all these dope stats, our research team, our stats team has done an outstanding job providing both of us with this information.
Yes, sir.
Kind of give us some meat to this, but here's some things that stats won't tell you. She's got a great feel for the basket. Okay, now you could be confused and maybe look at her as a gentle giant, but she's got a devastating drop step. She's got a nice jump hook. She's a competitor and has a really good heart as well. I must say that she is a really nice person off the court, but she'll kill you in between the lines. Believe that.
Yo, I'm loving the highlights and I'm loving the nickname, the Eiffel Tower. Nice one. Yeah, nice one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely not mad at that selection. And my last pick is Dora Medici, MVP of Euro Cup 2016. If you remember, she hit the Tissot buzzer beater versus Spain in the quarterfinals.
Oh, I think I remember that one.
Points scored. Yeah, and she's also ranked 9th in points scored in Europe Cup history. It's a real good player, and I just felt that she needed to get that 4th spot in my Mount Rushmore women's. And there it is. Bang.
No argument here. Dora the Explorer has found herself on the women's Mount Rushmore, and when you come as clutch as she has been, she deserves it. You talk about another person that has great energy, you know, an electric type personality. And she really brings it on the court. She's a magician, man. The most selfish.
I'm with you.
She's a cerebral player. I mean, she can see it like a psychic. I ain't talking about Miss Cleo. Corey, you got to be on your toes. I'm throwing them at you.
I got it.
No argument here.
I'm Jamaican. Okay. I know about Miss Cleo.
There we go.
Tell me no.
Well, my last pick ain't Jamaican. But she got my last spot on lock like Jamaican hair. That's Atiana Cuevas Media. I knew that was going to get you. Look, third highest scorer in World Cup history. She is skillful. She got, look, Corey, she got everything in her bag. You could charge her a luggage fee. If she got passing, scoring, defense, team leadership. Look at the motor that she has, the heart that she plays with. So
Footwork.
I wouldn't even go. I wouldn't even venture to.
Yeah, one.
Speaking of
Loving
rankings,
it.
eighth in all-time ranking points, Atiana Cuevas Mediavilla. I've seen her show up and show out on the national competitions. She and Paula Palomares have formed a dynamic duo. Not to forget about Vega Jimeno and Sandra Higuera Vide. These are all outstanding players on the Spain team. But when you talk about the most dynamic, I would say it's Pablo.
Yeah, super talented. Definitely got game, can kill you in so many different ways, as we saw in the highlights.
No doubt, man. You know, they call it a 10-minute sprint. I think we done ran through the tape there, Corey. That was fun and fast.
It was.
Recap though, just because we went so fast, we got to make sure people are keeping up. Here's a recap of our men's Mount: Dusan Bullet, Dejan Majsorovic, Yasmin Herzegovats, Simon Vinsgaard, Stefan Stojic, Carlos Lasmanas, Disco Damo Jones, Marco Savage. For the ladies, we got Anna Leshkovtseva. You almost got the name right the first time, Corey. I got to give you some props there. Also, Anastasia Logunova, Minio Ture, Raylin Delia, Anna Maria Philip, Betko, Dora Medyeshi, and Atiana Cuevas. So, listen, we appreciate you all for watching the second episode of the 10-minute sprint. As you guys may have noticed, we tried to incorporate more data for you guys to chew on. Listen, you may not agree with our picks. That's okay. Hit us up in the comment section. We like to debate, or at least our social media team does. Me and Corey, we clean for now. We didn't say what we got to say. But feel free to comment. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you engage with us. Until next time, you better believe another 10-minute sprint is coming your way. Be on the lookout. For myself, Kyle Montgomery, the voice of 3x3, Corey Homicide Williams saying peace out. For now, we'll catch y'all next time.
Hey.